Normally, I'm only talking about movies which already play in theaters or I can simply watch at home and tell you how they were. Today I'd like to try something different. Movie news. So the other day, the news came out that there would be a new installment in the John Wick franchise. As usual, Keanu Reeves will play the titular role and the movie will be directed by Chad Stahelski. And that's as much as they revealed. And normally, all of that will be fine and dandy. But if you remember the ending of John Wick Chapter 4, the series reached a natural ending, which pretty much satisfied fans, and even Reese talked about letting the series rest. And right about now, we're heading into spoiler territory, so if you haven't watched John Wick Chapter 4, or the series at all, you should skip this part and come back later when you've seen them. Or just don't give a damn and go on. In the ending of John Wick 4, John wins a duel with a Marquis, but is severely injured. And it's heavily implied that he succumbs from his wounds and finally lets go of his crutch with a high table. The last scene even shows Winston and the Bowery King stand in front of his headstone, so it comes as a surprise that John Wick Chapter 5 was announced. So what could the next entry of the franchise be about? There are a few logical ways this could play out in my opinion. Number one would be that it's a direct continuation of the story. John faked his death and is still kicking ass somewhere. That would continue the story, but the problem still remains that John never wanted to return to kill in the first place. When given a choice, he always refused to pick up a suit and guns. So what could possibly get him out of retirement? The real life answer is simple: the demand from fans and a boatload of cash. The in-story answer, on the other hand, is a lot more difficult, as you can see. Idea number 2. It could be a prequel. John's impossible task, which gave him his freedom from the high table and a short-lived marriage to his wife Helen, is still a mystery. And it's been talked about in the movies, but never clarified, and some fans are curious to know more about it. But even that comes with a catch. Reeves is turning 60 soon, and it would be a stretch to de-age him 20 years.
No way!
Even with the technology available, the films always try to keep the production costs relatively low, so that the films can break even and be successful despite their limited audience with a strong R rating. And last but not least, it could be a film set in between the previous movies. There are time gaps between the first and the second, and the third and the fourth chapters, so it's entirely possible that this one could play between them. The upcoming movie Ballerina also features a cameo by John Wick himself, and this film plays between the third and the fourth chapter. As far as the logic goes, this is the most likely scenario. Personally, I feel that we haven't seen enough of Baba Yaga. On the other hand, it shouldn't try to one-up the last entries by just amping up the action. There should be a good story with a just cause for John to return, not a weak excuse of a plot to see 2 hours of Reeves gun fu, as much fun as that would be. So I'm looking forward to what they have in store for us and can't wait to report on that once we get more news. Thank you for staying this long till the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you'll know when I crank out another video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.